Welcome to Promises Financial Coaching's YouTube video. This is Julia speaking with you this fine morning where we can learn more about what God's Word has for us. In some other videos, you can look at the playlist here on YouTube. We've been talking about the New International Version and how reading different versions can give you a different sense of the ideas being shared. So I'm going to change this. You always have this option of dropping down the menu. You've got all these different ways of looking at what God is trying to communicate to us. The ideas can be expressed with lots of different verbs and nouns and context, but God's truth stays the same. So, for instance, I'm going to grab this The Voice translation. It's pretty new. It's got these nice little excerpts telling us a little bit more about where it's coming from. So if you're reading off of this web page and don't have a study Bible or a life application Bible, you can find out some of the context. If we've grown up in church, we might be used to the King James Version. We might also be used to something more like the 21st century King James Version. It's pretty similar. We get a lot of walkeths and these and thous, but it's not quite as heavy duty as the King James Version from the 1500s. The Message is by Eugene Peterson, a gentleman that still is with us to this day, really good at putting the ideas into a more modern context. Sin Saloon. Obviously, we didn't have saloons until we had the Great American West, and so that concept wouldn't have been around 300 years ago, certainly not 500 years ago when the King James Version was coming along. The Amplified Bible. This is another one of the translations that I enjoy, and I didn't point this out to you, but I would want you to know it. This add parallel, if I click this button here, it will give me the option of giving another column and then allowing me to see a different version. So Amplified, it's going to give me synonyms and other ways of saying it. So if in blessed is he who does not walk in the way of the wicked is what the NIV sounds like, then Amplified Bible is going to sound like blessed, happy, fortunate, prosper, and enviable is the person who walks and lives not in the counsel of the ungodly, following their advice or their plans and purposes, nor stands submissive and inactive in the path where sinners walk, nor sits down to relax and rest where the scornful and the mockers gather. But his delight and desire are in the law of the Lord, and on his law, the precepts, the instructions, the teachings of God. This person habitually meditates, ponders, studies. It's not the Om meditation, but it's the I'm going to think about it over and over and over by day and by night. Gives us some different word pictures. The Voice, again, God's blessings follow you and await you at every turn. When you don't follow the advice of those who delight in wicked schemes, when you avoid sin's highway, when judgment and sarcasm beckon you, but you refuse, God's blessings follow you. I like looking at the different versions so that if I'm focusing on an idea, for instance in Psalm 1, that I don't have to read the same words every day. Sometimes my mind checks out a little bit, but if I read it in a new way every day, that word becomes fresh and the way that I apply it becomes a little different. Have a great day.